Vamos a iniciar la sesión 96 de 110 de este extraordinario proyecto Latin American Export Team, que es auspiciado, diseñado, pero apoyado por muchos aliados, tanto en México como en los Estados Unidos. Hoy tengo el honor de presentar a Renee White. Tuve el honor de conocerla hace años. Yo primero tomé un seminario en la Universidad de Washington sobre migración y la verdad fue como muy general. Luego, pues no sé, ya ven que Google sabe lo que ande uno deseando. Me llegó una invitación por parte de Greg y Renee White para este evento en California. Y créanme que allá los americanos hacen los cursos, pero intensivos. Fue todo el viernes, todo el sábado y todo el domingo. Y nosotros como mexicanos pensé que el domingo pues íbamos a salir a las 2 de la tarde. Pues no. El domingo empezamos, nos ofrecieron una clase adicional que empezaba a las 7 de la mañana, hora de California. Y el domingo salimos a las 7 de la noche, cosa contraria a lo que pasa acá en Latinoamérica. Me da muchísimo gusto, es un honor para mí que René, bueno, me haya capacitado en ese seminario. Posteriormente les pagamos una membresía a la empresa que tienen ellos para que nos estén asesorando. Y bueno, es tan compleja la ley de migración que lo que yo necesitaba casi no se necesita en los Estados Unidos. Ellos más bien ven las visas de residente permanente, los perdones migratorios, pero no las visas que estamos viendo aquí, las visas de trabajo. Entonces, el año pasado tuvimos el honor de invitar a René aquí a Guadalajara. Yo le pagué una capacitación especial para nosotros, la tomamos Alfredo, mi hijo, Andrea, mi hija y yo, para estar aquí. René, es un honor que aproveche todo tu conocimiento, toda tu sinceridad, porque sé que en migración hay gente que no nos dice la verdad y René siempre ha sido muy clara y muy directa en todos los casos que hemos analizado con ella. Welcome, Renee. The audience is yours. Please start, and you have 30 minutes, Renee.
Hey, buenos días a todos.
Buenos días, Renee.
Hi. Okay, bienvenidos. Thank you so much, Francisco, for the great introduction. Maybe you can help explain, even though, hola a todos, yo hablo Spanglish, español, verdad. So I'll be speaking in English, but the topics I'm speaking about are in Spanish on your slides. So I don't know if you want to elaborate that for them, Francisco, before I start, or I'll just go.
Go ahead, Renee. You can start.
Okay. So, okay. Again, my name is Renee Waite. I am very pleased to be here with you guys this morning to talk about immigration in the United States. My role with ABC Global is that I am an advisor and consultant to Francisco and his staff on immigration matters. We have worked on many cases together. We have been able to work on very unique cases for people coming to the United States that want to come to live here to work or live either permanently or temporarily. So I'm very pleased to be working with ABC Global in this capacity to, as they work to better connect and better unite the United States and Mexico. In addition, I'm also a law student at the Northwestern California School of Law. I intend to be an immigration lawyer when I am complete with my law studies. I'm also the owner of a company called Above and Beyond Paralegal Services in Los Angeles. What my company does is we offer a per diem or on-call type paralegal services to attorneys nationwide. We primarily focus on immigration. Through that business and through my own clients here in the United States, and being able to be partnered with so many talented attorneys in the United States, that forces me to stay current on immigration law and all of the changes, which have been a lot the last 4 years. A lot of changes in immigration. So before I opened my business, I did go to school and receive certification as a paralegal. That certification covers all of the main areas of law in the United States, but my everything that I work on just is almost exclusively U.S. immigration matters, both for people that have the ability to seek a green card or a work visa in the United States with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, as well as people that somehow or the other get detained by immigration officials and they have to present their case and defend themselves against deportation in immigration court. I have personally worked on and filed more than 4,000 applications with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. In addition to that, I have worked for very high prominent immigration attorneys here in Los Angeles who are very busy, in which I manage more than 1,500 immigration court cases at a time. So my knowledge, what I am able to share with ABC Global, doesn't come from things that I learned in a school book. It comes from working with more than 5,000 different immigration cases over the last 9 years. So again, I am happy to be part of this team and to talk to you here this morning. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to talk about this morning. So we're going to talk about U.S. immigration under the Trump administration. There have been, as you all know, you only have to have your television on in your home for just a few moments or be on Facebook for just a few moments to know that the Trump administration has been very difficult on immigration, and there have been a lot of changes. We're going to talk about those. We're also going to talk about what the upcoming changes will be with President Biden. He has held several press conferences here in the United States. He actually has held 2 press conferences already as the president-elect on immigration, so we know what to expect. And for those of us that are in the immigration industry, and for people that want to get into the immigration industry, or in particular for people who wish to immigrate to the United States, whether permanently or temporarily, President-elect Biden is giving us some very exciting news. Okay, we're going to talk about what to expect in the first few days of the administration, as well as what to expect in the first year in a Biden presidency, and why now is probably one of the most exciting, probably most important times for if you are considering immigrating to the United States or doing business with the United States. Now is a very, very exciting time, and we're going to talk about why that is. Okay, so let's talk about Señor Trump y Inmigración. Okay, and we're going to talk about the changes that the Trump administration has instilled. As I said, President Trump has been particularly rough on immigration and immigrants. He has either successfully implemented things that violates laws. He's made changes that don't violate laws, but those changes are inhumane. A lot of the changes to immigration that he has successfully made, attempted to make, or forced others to make goes against what it means to be an American. So some of those things that we're going to talk about, for example, the wall. The wall that he swore Mexico would pay for, he rebuilt some of the existing wall. He didn't actually build new wall. He just rebuilt some of the existing wall, and that was a very that was a very big topic, very big expensive thing. It is throughout his presidency, it is evident that he does not like immigrants from Central America and Africa. He has made that very clear. All of his policies have harmed Central American and African immigrants more than any other group of immigrants that come to the United States. He partially repealed DACA. As you know, families, when they are coming to the United States, people that don't have the opportunities to obtain visas, and they live in bad situations, and in some cases they walk and ride buses for hundreds of thousands of miles, risking their lives and their children's life to travel through 3, 4, 5 countries for hopes of a better life in the United States, only to arrive in the United States and their family be separated. And to this day, we still have 545 children separated from their parents under his policies. And not only do they remain separated from their parents, nobody knows where their parents are. And that is unconscionable. He has made other things difficult. He has implemented travel bans. For example, early in his administration, he implemented a ban on travel to the United States that prohibited people that came from primarily Muslim countries from coming to the United States. And that was challenged in our court several times. And ultimately, the Supreme Court of the United States, although they didn't like to say that he had the power, they didn't want to. He technically had the power because he did it under the pretense of saying, well, we're protecting our borders. The people from these countries make us unsafe, and that was untrue. Okay. This year, he started to prohibit legal immigration of all types, actually, all the way through December 31st. The initial order was issued in June at the peak of the COVID-19 crisis, and then he extended the order later in August. This has impacted family members filing for green cards for other family members, and it has significantly impacted employment-based immigration, such as H visas, like H-1B, H-2A, H-2B, all, the H-2A and the H-2B are common temporary work visas for people to come from Mexico. And in fact, the majority of people that enter the United States on the H visa, actually the largest percentage of them come from Mexico, not just Central America, from Mexico specifically. He's prohibited another type of visa, an L visa, which allows employers that have business entities in both the United States and another country to transfer their executives and their managers. He's also changed the guidelines. He's also prohibiting all new non-immigrant visas, which includes the TN visa. And the TN visa is obviously, if you are a Mexican or a Canadian citizen, a TN visa can be one of the easier to come to the United States if you meet qualifications. However, he's put all of that on hold till at least December 31st of this year. And again, all legal because he said that it's his duty as president to protect American citizens from danger and to protect American jobs. So he stated that, you know, because COVID was rampant and uncontrolled, it's most rampant and uncontrolled within the United States. So this reasoning doesn't make sense that he uses COVID. And of course, he says we have many unemployed American citizens who don't have jobs right now. So allowing other people to come from other countries to take jobs threatened our economy and our national security. I personally believe neither of those things are true, because I believe that in order to be a country as great as we are, that we need expertise and skill levels from everywhere. You know, that's how we grow, and that's how we truly become great, is working together. He threatened to cancel TPS. I am happy to announce that a little over 2 weeks ago, the court stopped the cancellation of TPS. We don't believe that he's going to do anything in these last 51 days or so with TPS. And he's made changes to the system, to our asylum system, that are both inhumane and illegal. And some of these have been procedural changes that are still pending in the court, but hopefully all will be restored to normal. Okay, so just to kind of put some of this into perspective for you, and Francisco, he will tell you, particularly with TN visas, before Trump, TN visas were probably one of the easiest applications that his office did. And they were very successful in them. And through the past 4 years, they've changed. And so through my consulting with them, ABC Global has been able to change those applications and be successful in obtaining them still. But even though we've had to jump through hoops to get them approved and to submit evidence that wasn't legally required, we were able to figure it out. He also decreased the number of asylees and refugees from 75,000 a year to 25,000 a year between 2017 and 2020. And he said in a press conference prior to the election, if he was elected president, that he would decrease that number in 2021 to 15,000. So big changes there, right? Those are big numbers. So due to the politics and the attack on immigration, legal immigration has decreased by more than 600,000 persons between 2017 and 2020. And this is just a little bit of what he's done, right? If I talked about all of the bad things that he did in immigration, I would be able to talk the whole seminar to you, right? Not just the 30 minutes I have this morning. So it's been very challenging for immigrants and their families here in the United States, as well as for people who want to come to the United States. The good news is change is upon us, and in just 52 days, and yes, I count them, we will have a new administration. As you guys know, the United States voted to vote Trump out and to vote Joe Biden in. He has already, as I said, held two conferences to talk about immigration, and he has made it clear that immigration will be a big focus on his campaign. And in case you didn't hear the news, for the first time in U.S. history, the Department of Homeland Security will be held by an immigrant, somebody who came here as a child, got a green card, became a U.S. citizen. And under the Obama administration, he was the assistant director of USCIS, and he is from Mexico. So that I think sends a very clear message, right? That we are going to see swift change. We're going to see proper change, and Biden is committed to getting comprehensive immigration reform done under his administration. So for us, January 20th, 2021, that's a big day, and it's going to be a big news for not only just the United States, but the rest of the world. Okay, so the things that Biden has committed to on day one is to implement a committee and resources to find the 545 lost children that are missing. He's going to restore and improve DACA. He said on day one, he will restore it. So in theory, if you're here in the United States and you're eligible for DACA, in theory, January 21st, you'll be eligible again. He's going to remove a lot of the restrictions on family immigration that have been implemented by the Trump administration and return and restore our normal family-based immigration system. He is going to repeal the public charge policy that was put into place, which was put into place to deal with a financial means to support yourself if you were to immigrate to the United States. And the policies with under the new public charge rules and things have made it very, very difficult for even legal immigration. Okay, he's going to immediately on day one change the policy where someone comes to our borders to apply for asylum and then they're forced to wait in Mexico, even if they're not from Mexico, and try to fight their case in immigration court, where 0.02, again, 0.02% of people win their asylum cases because they don't have the access to U.S. immigration lawyers. They don't have the